YOLO, amazing people of YouTube. So happy Thanksgiving, first of all. I'm gonna tell you guys some really sad stories just to lighten up your day if you're having one of those horrible Thanksgivings, because I've had a ton of them. So I'm gonna tell you guys a few stories of first-hand accounts of things that either happened to me or things I've seen. The first one happened in LA County Jail, man. So I was getting transferred so I could get released. So I was on the Greyhound bus that transfers people. And the bus is split by cages into three. So you have the front, middle, and back section. And us, the homies, we had the middle section. But in the front section, there's 4 cells, man. It's like 4 one-person cells. And each cell is like 2 by 2. All you can do is sit in there and they close the door on you. 3 of the 4 were empty. This one was not. And there was this kid in there, man. He looked like on his best day, he could have been like 12 years old. He looked like he was fucking 10. 4 foot nothing. Dressed in red. Baby face. All this, right? So we're... us, the homie, like, and mind you, at this point in county jail, I was the youngest person in my dorm, and I must have been like 18, 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? So we're curious, so we talk to this kid and we ask him, like, what's going on? Why you in red, and why you in that in the cell inside the cell, right? And he's handcuffed from his hands to his hips, his hips to shackled to his legs, right? And he's like, man, I'm from this gang and we caught some enemies slipping off guard. And basically he caught a triple homicide with 4 of his friends. So they tried him as an adult and gave him triple life, man. But the sad part was this aura he had around him, man. It was this aura of like, life is over, man. Like, I fucked this up before it even started. And it was so evident, man, that this kid was like, had never held a girl's hand, never had a kiss by a girl, like, and he's doing triple life in the shittiest place you can possibly be, in LA County to California Corrections, right? Another story I have for you guys that was really horrible was, there was a homie in my dorm, in my dorm room. We were probably like 100 people, 120 people in that room, and this homie was not soft by any means. He was from Compton. He was from wherever he was from, right? And 3 days before he gets released, man, I get off the phones. It's phone time. I come back, and this dude's in his bunk, and he has his sheet over him, and I could tell he's weeping, which is weird because nobody cries in jail. It's like no one ever cries. But there's a homie by by the end of his bunk, just like having a lookout so that no one approaches him. So I ask another homie, like, what's going on, man? And he's like, dude, he just got off the phone, and he just, his girl was gonna surprise him when he got out with a baby. But it turns out the baby, it was twins, and she had a miscarriage. And this dude was completely devastated by this, man. Completely heartbroken. And it's very hard to see someone that's been very masculine the whole time, and it's understandable. No one looked down on him like, oh, why is he crying, or this is, you know, it's not easy losing kids. I don't have kids, but I still sympathize, and everybody sympathized and empathize with them, and gave him his space. Like, holy fuck, you know, like that is some sad news to find out, you know. Another one I'm gonna tell you guys is, when I was a little kid, I must have been probably 10 years old, and in my neighborhood we live by the freeway, so we took this tunnel underneath the freeway, right? And we get to the other side of the freeway, and then we gotta walk like 8 blocks or so, like 5 to 10 blocks, right, to this McDonald's. And we would do this as young kids every now and then, and go eat there. And we're like 3 friends deep, and man, there's this lady over there, and she's sweeping up the floors. You know, she's mopping up the floors. And my friend and her, me and tells us, like, man, this bitch looks like a fucking witch. You know what I'm saying? And starts laughing. And of no fault to the woman, no fault of her own, she did look like a witch. You know what I'm saying? Like the cartoon witches, you know, when they have like the boiling water, the giant stew, and they're spinning it with the big ass wooden spoon or something. That's what she looked like, man. But my friend said it not knowing that she would understand, but this lady understood her meaning, man. And I literally saw this woman's face crumble, literally crumble in front of me, dude. And in the most saddest voice I've ever seen, all she said was, you know, I understood what you just said. And just tears running down her face, completely devastated. She looked like if she had a razor, she would have slit her fucking wrists on the spot. And my friend takes the fucking I wasn't talking about you path, you know, like, I wasn't talking about you, you know, it had nothing to do with you. I didn't even notice you were there. And she's not buying it. She heard what he said, and I'm telling my friend, I'm adamant about it, like, hey homie, like, you better fucking apologize to this fucking lady, dude, because I see she's like devastated, dude, like beyond devastated, right? And he refuses to apologize. He sticks to his shit of like, I wasn't talking about her type thing, even though he was. And I got up and I left. I just stepped outside. Like, I can't fucking deal with this, man. This lady is having a entire breakdown, and it's partially my fault because I'm with my friends. And yeah, that's another one. Another time, I must have been like 12 years old or so. I'm playing hide and go seek with my friends, and with the older kids actually. So they're like 16, 17. And there's a fence in the back of my apartment building, you know? I'm used to jumping that fence. You know, you put a step, you hold it, you pull yourself up, and you're over the fence. Now, he's chasing me, man. He's like on my ass. I'm little, but I'm fast. So I jumped the fence, and my shirt gets caught at the top. So with all that momentum, I go head first into the fucking floor, man. Head first to the floor. I break my collarbone. I'm crying like a little bitch. My mom hears me from upstairs in the apartment, so she comes down. Now I'm sitting at the bottom of like the stairs, and my mom's just looking at me in disappointment, like, what happened, man? Like, how'd you do it this time, man? And this is the third time I broke my collarbone, right? And she's like, did someone push you? I was like, nah, no one, you know? I was just trying to jump the fence, and my shirt got caught, and I fell. And she's like, all right, like, no one pushed you, nothing? I was like, no one was there. It was just me. I was just trying to jump over, and I fell and broke my collarbone. And my dad comes, man, and my dad's old school, really rough dude. You know, I love my dad to death. You know what I'm saying? Great dude, but he was a very rough person around the edges, you know? So my dad comes, and he looks at me crying, looks at my mom, and goes, what happened? And my mom goes, you know, he broke his collarbone again. And my dad just looks at me with this, like, I've told you not to fuck around look in his face. And he just smacks the shit out of me. Smacks straight fucking lightning out of my face, you know. And yeah, I remember that till this day, because it was like a moment where it wasn't even him smacking me or the pain of me having a broken collarbone. It was that, like, fuck, man, I just needed sympathy at that moment. I didn't need a lesson. You know what I'm saying? A lesson of you know, stop fucking around, or don't do this, or don't do that, right? And yeah, and that's that. What other sad story is there that I could tell you? Yeah, I'll keep it at that, and then maybe later on I'll tell you guys some more sad stories. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Be thankful for everything you guys have, because life's a trip, man. It can always be worse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys have a good one. Solo Yolo Bolo. Peace.